Yes, my dear students, today we are going to study gerund and infinitive forms. At the same time, I will also mention about be going to. By the way, my name is Erhan. I am 10th grade teacher. Yes, let's start to the lesson then. Yes, the first topic, as I told you, that is a gerund form. What is a gerund? Now let's start with the explanation of it. A gerund is a verb in its ing form that functions as a noun that names an activity rather than a person or a thing. Any action verb can be made into a gerund, such as the examples are: I run every day, and there is one more sentence, I like running. In the first sentence, everybody, run is used as a verb. Be careful about that. In the second sentence, running is used as a gerund form because the verb is like in the second one. And another example is Sarah sings beautifully. And there is one more sentence, singing makes Sarah happy. As you see on the paper, in the first sentence, the subject is Sarah. Then sings is the verb and beautifully is the adverb of the sentence. But for the second one, we just start to the sentence with gerund form. Singing makes Sarah happy. Singing here is the gerund form that we use in English. Yes, there are some common verbs and phrases that are followed by a gerund. What are these ones? These are the verbs that start with admit, advise, be used to, can't help, can't stand, consider, deny, discuss, and enjoy. And also there are some examples which are used with gerund forms and all these verbs. I admit stealing the money. She is used to getting up early, or he enjoys walking by the beach. Yes, my dear students, there are also other verbs that include gerund forms in English. These are some of the examples for the gerund forms. The next subject is infinitive. As I told you, what is an infinitive? An infinitive is a verb that functions as a noun in order to express an opinion, purpose. An infinitive usually begins with the word to and is also followed by the base form of a verb. The examples are I love to sleep, or to help others is so important. And also there are some kinds of verbs that we use with infinitive forms, such as afford, arrange, hope, agree, ask, learn, appear, decide, manage, demand, and expect are some of them. And there are some verbs that can be followed by a gerund or infinitive, but there are some differences in meanings and there are some changes. The verbs are, for today that we are gonna study are forget, remember, and stop. Let's see the differences, let's see the changes in the meanings. Remember plus gerund. This is when you remember something that has happened in the past, you have a memory of it. Remember plus gerund means that you have the memory. I remember going to the beach when I was a child. It means that I have a memory of going to the beach. Remember plus to infinitive means this is when you think of something that you need to do. She remembered to send a card to her grandmother. Okay? It means that she didn't forget it. She did it. She completed the action. The next one is forget plus gerund. This is the opposite of remember plus gerund form. It is when you forget about a memory, something that you did in the past. As an example, have we really studied this topic? I forgot reading it. And also, forget plus to infinitive form means it is when you want to do something but you forget it. I forgot to call my father. It means that I wanted to call him but I forgot it. I forgot to do the action. And the last verb that we are gonna study is stop plus gerund form. When we stop doing something, it means the verb in the gerund is the thing that we stop. It can mean stop forever or stop at that moment, everybody. As an example, I stopped working when I was expecting a baby. Or another one is my grandfather stopped driving when he was 80. As you see, the two examples show the thing that we stop, okay? And stop to infinitive form means we stop and give a short break. As an example, I stopped to have dinner while going to Bursa. The definition of this sentence is I gave a short break to have dinner on the way to Bursa while going there. Okay? It means that you just stop the action, give a break, then you also go on the verb, you also go on the action that you stopped. Don't forget it. Now, the next subject is be going to. Yes, what is be going to? As we know that future tense in English has two forms. One is will and the other one is be going to form. For today, we will study be going to, and I'll show you when do we need it, where do we need it. We will study all these ones. First of all, the structure be going to is normally used to indicate the feature in English. We all know it. What about the usages? What about the use points? The first one. Before starting to the usages, you have to know that there are 2 points that we use be going to in English. The first one, when we have already decided or we intend to do something in the future. It means that it's a kind of prior plan, okay? The decision has been made before the moment of speaking. As an example, let's see the examples. I am going to be in India next year. It's a kind of planned or programmed action, everybody. And the other one is he's going to work next Saturday because his boss wants so. Yes. And the second use is when there are definite signs that something is going to happen. It's completely based on an evidence. Something is likely to happen based on the evidence or experience that you have. It's so cold, I think it's gonna rain, it's gonna snow. When we use these kinds of weather reports, we can also have the evidence, then we can make our sentences using be going to forms. Yes, now let's study the structures of be going to form, everybody. You know that there are positive and negative structures for be going to. As for the positive ones, I, you, we, they, he, she, it, then we have to add the auxiliary verb am, is, are, then going to, then the verb comes in the base form. For the negative structures, I am not, you are not, he, she, it is not, we are not, you are not, or they are not, then we just add going to and the base form of the verb, then the complement of the sentence comes. When we want to make the question form, what are we gonna do? The thing that we are gonna do is we have to put the auxiliary verb before the subject. In that case, the sentence turns into what? Turns into question form. Am I? Are you? Is he? Is she? Is it? Are they? Are we? Then we just add going to, then the base form of the verb, then we can also make our question forms. And lastly, I will also mention about the time expressions. You know, the time is featured. Because of that reason, we just have to use some of the expressions that we also use for feature forms. It starts with tomorrow, next. You can also join in next with everything. Next summer, next January, next Saturday. These are the examples. You can also use later. You can use soon, or in a few minutes, or in 2 days, or at 6 o'clock. These are the time expressions we can use with feature with be going to form. Up to now, I have tried to explain what gerund and infinitive forms, and also at the same time future tense with be going to. I hope you understood, you got all the details from me. And see you for the next lesson. Bye bye.